The second speaker for this flash talk, is Eugenia Tzirtzilaki, who will be talking about what can theatre be, a varied media, long-distance, durational performance. Is that correct? We need you on the stage, Eugenia. There's the clicker, there's the microphone.
Hi. So my name is Eugenia Tzirtzilaki. I'm a stage director, even though I often design my shows and my work is very conceptual often and site-specific. It's a little bit complicated, the project I'm going to present, and I will be more than happy to stay with you and talk even after the presentations. So I wanted to tell you how much I was surprised about the coming of and the birth of this project, just as much as the audience was when it was created. Because initially, the story it goes like this. I was commissioned by the National Museum of Modern Art to create a museum theater piece, which is, in reality, is a sort of documentary theater, because you are creating new work based on information that is actual, factual, and then using tools of imagination and dramaturgy to bring to life something new based on that. So I designed it and dramaturged it and wrote the text and organized the whole thing. And then when it was about to go into the production stage, I was notified that due to the pandemic, we had to make a version that could go well with the rule of only 9 people or 9 audience members at the same space at the same time. So I was asked by the museum to create something that would be maybe like in digital form. What most of my colleagues had done when they were asked to do this was perform as they would normally and then have a camera, shoot it, and then project the shooting, but that stuff was unwatchable. So I thought, you know, give me some time to redesign it for different media that would be both analog and digital. And so out of need, this design started. I thought, you know, what is performance? What is theater? I need a sense of presence, a sense of gathering, a sense of journey, an arc, a beginning, a middle, and an end, a feeling that has to involve the senses, and some ways to trigger, ignite, and inspire through imagination. So to awaken imagination through the physical body and a sense of connection. How do you do that in a digital way? Well, I combined digital and analog, and here is what happened. I thought of utilizing everything that we already use in our daily lives, which is what? You know, our emails, our phones, our walks to places, maybe phone, maybe things that we read, things that we touch, things that we can grab. And made a dramaturgy of a story that was relating to the art piece that the performance was about to, was going to be about, that was expressed through this series of stuff. So I'm going to start. Okay, so that's the piece we see now. It's by Yannis Kounellis, Arte Povera, the Greek-Italian visual artist. That was the piece I was supposed to create for. And then we started, the first thing that we did was deliver to everyone's houses a postcard. Oh, that's the credits for the thing. It was scientific supervision and art direction, and also people who are part of the phone performances. So that's the invitation for the audience, poetry is to make a thing that does not exist. That was Yannis Kouneli's motto. And that's what we made as well, theater in a way that had not happened before. So everybody who wanted to be part of it had to give all their data that would be destroyed afterwards. And the invitation to the audience member was this. A journalist is preparing an article on an artwork that belongs to the museum collection and is reporting back to the editor because the editor has COVID and cannot go there and have a physical conversation with the journalist. And the place of the editor is given to the audience. The place of the creators is given to us. So over the course of a week, the journalist shares her discoveries through a series of emails and takes us on a journey where other things might happen too, such as the things I described. So this is a space for dialectics and reflection around the work between fiction and reality, a site-specific performance that recreates the artwork's space within us. So we're cultivating consciousness as a site for performance. A game around the question, what am I looking at? Because we're never looking with the mind, with the eyes, we're looking with the mind. Blind people can also dream. So the start was tactile. We delivered to the audience homes through the postal snail mail, postcards from the era that Kouneli's was creating that had like a little note to pay attention to the dramaturgy of whatever art was created. So all these were the postcards that were delivered to the audience members, and so they had an image to dream on, something to touch and smell, and then what started was a series of emails on our behalf. So we had a mix of physical and virtual contact with them. The first was pictures of the artwork by us and emails that reported the private experience of our protagonist. Then a dialogue started. We were asking for things from the audience to deliver to us, and they were responding to other images or images from the city or private images that for them were relating to the artwork, and we started a conversation with them. Then we asked them to visit a certain spot in the city where they could have more physical experience with something that was part of the initial artwork. We asked them to report back to us with their own pictures of this place. It was a piece of fabric we asked them to get in contact with, and we gave them directions how to play with it. Then we had a pause in the dramaturgy, a dramatic pause, where something was happening. The journalist was offended, was very moved. So we stopped, and after that day's silence, we had a personal delivery of a package to everyone's house with things they could taste, smell, hear, and use in a playful way that were all part of the content that was in the emails before. And they could assemble these objects that also related to the art piece by Kouneli's in a way to create a little maquette of the actual piece. And then at the end, we had a live event where the journalist would go to the museum and report live and get directions from the audience as to how to move in the space. So people would ask us to, circle the piece or go low, lie down, look at it upside down, or whatever. And then at the end, we delivered through email again a lot of bibliography that was very pop language. You could totally follow it. And so that the experience could be an ongoing experience. We delivered that bibliography in 3 languages and in no language, just video. And then at the very, very end, to create again a sense of gathering, everybody's responses we compiled in a blog that we shared with the audience so they could see each other's input throughout that process. So it was a docu-fiction, hyper-immersive experience that is weaved within reality. A long-distance, mixed media, durational, electively participatory, so everybody who didn't want to participate, they didn't have to, and fully accessible performance, because people who couldn't move from their home could still be part of it and attend it. So there's a lot of points there. But the overall arc of it, the overall umbrella is consciousness as a space for scenography. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eugenia. Perfect timing, wonderful. Thank you very much for the lively presentation.